In addition to which, we discussed the Kevin Durant deal, where he meets with Joe Tsai, the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, and he's like, look, man, I want out, or either I go or Steve Nash and your general manager go. That's a new twist. Ric Bucher joins us, Fox Sports 1. He's covered the league for years. Bucher, had you heard that this was the breakdown? Is that general manager, head coach, and Kevin Durant not getting along?
I'm not surprised by it. I hadn't heard it directly, but I know that there was a question in terms of, look, this goes back to the question of what they were going to do with Kyrie Irving and not offering him a max. That became the beginning of KD questioning, does he want to stay here? Because stay with Brooklyn, because he originally, the idea was it was going to be him and Kyrie and building around those two. And so the Nets were making it clear we're not looking to build around Kyrie necessarily because of everything that happened. And that was different than what KD expected. So I'm not surprised that in the conversation with Joe Tsai that came up and that would be the deciding factor, even though I have not heard that directly, that's how that conversation went.
Do you think he's the kind of guy that sides with the players?
I don't know enough about Joe Tsai. I can tell you that I've presided over this situation. Chris Webber, essentially, it wasn't that he wanted Don Nelson gone. It was when Don Nelson was GM and coach, but he wanted to know that if there were issues that he could go to Chris Cohan and the owner at the time and say, hey, can you be the arbitrator here, or can you be an intermediary in our issues? And Cohan said, no, I won't, and traded Webber, sided essentially with Don Nelson, traded Webber. The team cratered after that. And so in general, what I have seen is that owners will side with the talent if it comes push comes to shove. But Joe Tsai is early enough in this in terms of ownership in the NBA that I really don't know what direction he's going to go. I don't know where he's going to side in this equation.
Okay. What about the Lakers? There's this latest talk of a three-way deal, Donovan Mitchell to the Knicks, and then Jordan Clarkson and some other pieces to the Lakers, and picks and cap space to the Jazz. What's the legitimacy of that idea?
Well, look, there have been a couple of three-way deals that have been discussed with Donovan Mitchell. There was also one that involved the Nets and the Lakers. I would imagine that this latest iteration was born out of that, because that was a situation where they would be moving Kyrie to the Lakers, and I don't know that went anywhere. But it sounds like a Lakers something that the Lakers would want, not necessarily that Utah. I got to think that the Utah Jazz would be able to do considerably better than that. They're looking for rebuilding, and the idea that you're going to trade for Westbrook and then you're going to buy him out. I don't know that that's going to satisfy what Utah should be able to get for Donovan Mitchell. So it sounds good from a Lakers perspective, but I would be very surprised if Utah doesn't find a better deal for Donovan Mitchell than that.
Doug Gottlieb Show, Fox Sports Radio. Let's play a little game. It's called "Where is Ric Bucher right now?" I'm feeling an outdoor basketball court.
Nope.
And
indoor.
Shots in the back. Indoor.
So my son is I don't know if I can disclose this. No, we are in a practice. We're in a basketball practice facility. My daughter is down here with me. I actually have the whole family with me, and she wanted to get shots up. And so
is that the machine? Do I hear the machine in the background?
No, you just have you just hear bouncing balls in the background. My son and my daughter have been playing fierce one-on-one battles here, and so that's what and then they were trying to teach my wife how to shoot. That's what you were hearing. I don't know if that was the clunk but or the machine sound. But that's what's going on. It's a Bucher outing, a Bucher basketball outing in the background.
Doug Gottlieb show here on.
I will tell you off air where we are. I'm not sure that I continue to get privileges if I disclose that entirely.
I got it. I understand it. I got it. Okay. It has been quiet on the rest of the league. It's been kind of a weird offseason, right?
Yeah.
Where we're kind of the Nets thing has been big. The Westbrook has been big. We kind of wonder about the Donovan Mitchell. Obviously, Rudy Gobert moved, but there has why has it been such a weird offseason?
Well, a couple of things. I mean, number one, people are you've got a number of teams, rather august teams that have traditionally don't rebuild, that are angling toward the next draft between Wembanyama and Scoot Henderson and the two twins. There's some teams that normally don't tank that are or rebuild, that are looking to rebuild. Utah, San Antonio, Oklahoma City is still in that cycle. Indiana, they're trading away stars where normally they would not, unless they were forced to. And I would say that the other part is simply that everybody had a certain amount of, I mean, it's always interesting how teams spend whatever money they have, whether the talent is worth it or not. And we just have so many teams that are locked up with where they are financially. And we have the rookie salary, extension deal that has put a real wrinkle or a real jam in people being able to make deals. I think that's what's caused everything to be blocked. And then you have the a situation like with Kevin Durant and Donovan Mitchell, where those guys not moving or not knowing where they're going to move, that really kind of stops everybody from doing any business. So I think that's why we've had such kind of a weird off season, is that we got a couple of big names that are going to be difficult to move, or teams are taking their sweet time and moving them. And that causes everybody else to pause because they don't know exactly where they are in the landscape.
All right, let's discuss contract extensions. What do the Dubs do with Draymond Green?
I don't think they're going to do anything right now. It's going to be a matter of how does this season go? How healthy are they at the end of the season? What are they gunning for moving forward? And I think that's going to determine everything, and where is Draymond Green and what's his value a year from now? Him coming out and saying, this is what I deserve and this is what I want, isn't going to change anything as far as this season is concerned. And this season is as big, I would say, as last season was in terms of which way the Warriors are going to go. I really felt that it was vital that they win a championship, that if they didn't, that it would be a completely different look. But now they still retain the command of, we're the only team that knows the formula currently in the league of how to win a championship. And I feel as if they didn't have that, then you look at Andrew Wiggins differently, you look at Jordan Poole differently. There's this whole question of all the sacrifices that you have to make to win a championship. Like Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole and all those guys are willing to do that now because it ended up with a ring. If you don't win a ring, everybody looks at it and says, well, wait a minute, why am I making these sacrifices? I need to get paid. And there's just a little more selfishness that is counteractive when it comes to winning a championship. So, but, if they win another one and they're looking at a three-peat, then they look at signing Draymond to an extension in a whole different light than if they don't win a championship this coming year. Then you're more inclined to say, we're moving toward rebuilding, so we'll pay Jordan Poole, we'll pay Andrew Wiggins, and, Draymond at that point, if you're going to threaten us to go someplace else, where are you going to go? Because I don't know that there's going to be any more cap room elsewhere than there is right now.
Okay, LeBron James is having some form of contract extension discussions with the Lakers. How does that play out?
You know what? It's interesting because I just had this conversation with a couple of people in the league, and my thought was, Well, the Lakers have to extend him. They have to keep him in the fold, because what other reason do you have to go see a Lakers game? And I was being told by people in the league, they feel like that would be a mistake, that they need to rip the Band-Aid off. The other element that is tricky here when it comes to an extension is that the expectation that there are going to be 2 expansion teams introduced to the league after the next TV rights deal is done, which is 2024 or 2025? I'm trying to recall now. But what I'm hearing is LeBron is up to put together a group, or already is working on putting together a group to have that Las Vegas franchise. So what he does is an extension, and when he would look to go from being a player to an owner, all of that is going to be a factor in terms of, does he sign an extension? How long is the extension? How does that work? And I don't even know. Can you be an owner? Can you be an owner player? Have we seen that? Do we know how that works? Because obviously he still wants to play a season with Bronny as well. So there's a lot of elements here. But the feeling is like it's not a automatic that you re-sign LeBron for the max for 2 more years, because people aren't seeing him moving in the right direction, or them moving in the right direction financially, that it would make sense. And certainly you don't want to give up any more assets, because that is an old team that doesn't have a whole lot of assets and is moving in the wrong direction competitively.
No question about it. Ric Bucher joining us, Fox Sports 1, covering the NBA. Okay, so Vegas, and who would the other team be?
Seattle.
2 in the West. Wow.
And then crazy. you would probably end up moving one of the Western Conference teams, the easternmost Western Conference teams. I could see one of them or 2 of them moving east. New Orleans, or maybe Memphis.
Yeah.
Moves east. But with the whole LeBron thing, I think someone said the other day that if it wasn't for Clutch and LeBron, the Lakers would be in real trouble. And the feeling is like, you know what, the Lakers are always going to be a draw. If the premise given to me was, you know what, if LeBron wasn't there and the Lakers were wide open, that's a place that KD would want to go.
Yeah, no question.
As an example, that the Lakers franchise, the Lakers brand is always going to carry weight in and of itself. It's not. In fact, it may be counterproductive at this point that LeBron is there.
Well, the question becomes: does it become like Kobe's last couple of years? Right? I mean, that's the big fear.
That's what they're facing. Exactly. Which
here's a question: will the NBA tell LeBron no on owning a franchise? If it's like, I think a lot of guys think, well, I got a group, we got money, whatever. Vegas is going to be one that everybody is in on to get. Yeah. And Seattle, obviously, with all the tech money up there, another one, right? But just because LeBron wants it doesn't mean LeBron gets it. How does it work if they tell him no?
I would be very surprised if they told him no. I think the idea of having LeBron as an owner in Las Vegas is very attractive to the league. And I could see LeBron and Chris Paul. Obviously, they're going to need another big money person with them. For as successful as LeBron has been, we're talking about franchises that are going to be worth. I mean, the franchise price, I would imagine.
What's it going to be?
Buy an expansion, I would imagine it's going to be like $4 billion. $4 billion. Yeah, $4 billion.
And those things you need, I believe now you need 75% cash. That's
I don't know that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Big boy money. Yes. That's very, big.
Very.
LeBron is wealthy beyond all belief. He does not have. He does not have. He does not have $3 billion in cash to put up in escrow.
It's like Jordan. I mean, when Jordan came into the league as an owner, he was one of the poorest owners going for all that he had accomplished. Now he's moved up the scale, and that's his new competitive circle.
But he also bought it on the cheap too. Like he got it for like $100 million, like something crazy. And then he brought in a partner this last offseason,
and
got even more liquid. Like you kind of brilliant business strategy. If
no,
you really,
Michael's done very well. Michael as a businessman is demonstrating that he's as competitive and cutthroat as he was as a player.
Buch, great stuff. Get back to getting shots up. I want to report back as to who's winning the one-on-one. I know your daughter has I don't know your daughter has age over your son, but and hopefully you break up any fist fight, which I'm sure is set to occur. I appreciate you joining us.
My pleasure.
That's Ric Bucher, the laugh of somebody who knows what I'm talking about.